And I do the I use loads of like the light ivory concealer underneath my eyes, like that big triangle thing.
I've been tried that. I don't know if I'm applying it right.
So I go down like this. I put.
It's quite nice to apply, but I'm funny about putting anything too close to my eyes because I've got lines. I always think I put anything too close to my eye, it goes in the line.
Yeah. See, if you don't do it right to it, and then as you loads of Lucy friends, so it moves it up.
I don't know. You guys signed?
How many people has
Charlotte signed?
Yeah. How many people's names are in it?
I'm in
That's probably the easiest way.
164.
Sorry, that's my opinion.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I was just smelling armpits, so don't worry.
Does it next to you?
Pauline.
Smelling that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Pauline's
signed it.
got one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And Pauline, did she sign before she went?
Yeah,
Yeah, she did. That's fine. Everyone's in it.
Oh, I hate having cameras pointing at me.
Well, the point is got my arm out. I look silly, one arm and one arm out.
Do the okey dokey and
Yeah, I'm testing it on myself.
Yeah.
Sometimes
No, we won't tell anybody if you haven't got your shoes on.
No, I know, but
I'm sorry. Belinda sees me in trousers and no heels. I might get my head chopped off.
that's right.
The thing is though, the company's got to move to 2017.
Well, my excuse, I keep saying, I came from Mac, so and they're like, for goodness sake, stop giving us that excuse.
So what's the dress code in Mac then?
Anything black. You can go from glam to homeless, apparently. That's their thing, yeah. So you can wear the worker boots with like trousers that are just a little bit above and look a bit quirky.
See, I find when I go to a Mac store, I find it quite intimidating.
Yes, it is,
I find
isn't
it really, they're so like, I go, whoa, I like makeup, but this is intense. This is like.
We were saying yesterday that we were saying about that girl with the eyebrows and how she does big brow, and it's quite a lot. So if you were to see that in the day, you think, oh, I don't know. But in the photo, she looks amazing. You know, so they do suit her. Yeah, they suited her eyes. She had big eyes, you know. But for anyone else, I think it was a bit much for me.
I think it's when you do like work with brides, you say to them, you almost need a little bit more like on your cheeks or something like that to show up in photos.
Yeah.
When you look at it like in a daytime mirror, it may look too much. Because imagine if you're going black and white.
Yeah.
It's like a ball gown, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Did I give everyone a tray? Has everyone got a tray for their mirror? Yeah.
Do we need to go and jump on a cotton ball?
If you would like to take your makeup off, you're really welcome to. If you want to start from scratch, that's fine. I'm just going to go over what I've got on, but it's up to you how you want to do it. If you want to try any of the cleansers or anything like that, please do. I've got some disposable cloths here if you want to use any.
What can I do with the eyes? Is it worth doing my makeup off?
You can go over and it's completely up to you.
It's only a bit of
Also, does anyone have their own brushes? Because I have got a few with me, but I don't really have enough for everyone. So if you need brushes, just let me know.
I think I might have 2 sets with me as well.
I only picked up one of my sets.
I don't know if I can cover everyone. So I'll put them here. So if anyone needs any, just look up.
Yeah.
And we've got applicators as well if anyone needs them.
Oh yeah.
Not anything else.
Yeah. My mirror.
Yeah, of course, help yourself. So ladies, if you want to take off your makeup, you're really welcome to that.
You just wipe it off. That as a highlighter.
We'll get started in
That's the new one.
a few minutes.
I've got.
Once you're all ready.
As soon as I got that, I sold it, and then I just got another one again. So the one. And
I've got applicators up here if anyone needs them. There's brushes in here if anyone needs to borrow them. Please bring them back because I get told off when they don't.
I think we should steal it all, just pretend that we got robbed by somebody in Devon. The Devon Bandits.
Yeah, just call it a goodie bag.
Yeah. It's our goodie bag.
And
your next bit.
No, feel free to go.
If she talks you how to do it, then you learn. If she doesn't for you, you learn. If she does it for you, you're not going to learn it.
You know what? Every time I do a product and glam, I end up doing someone's makeup. And in the end, I say, I'm not teaching anymore. I'm just doing it for you.
See, when
Karina,
when I did my makeup, she did somebody's makeup at the front. But she chose somebody that was already like experienced consultant.
Well, see, I found that doing that, the person I'm doing it on doesn't learn. So, and I think also, because you're doing it on yourself, you're actually going to be teaching the customer to do it on themselves. It's easy to do it that way. So you know how they feel when you're teaching
And you
them.
need to replicate the look.
Write it down.
Well, you can write at the same, you know.
I'll go really slowly, don't worry.
It's not a race. Angela. I'm going down there. Right, are you going to cleanse?
Yes.
So come on down to the top one.
Yeah, if you want to take things off your makeup, feel free. There's disposable wipes here and cloths here. There's cleansers here. Brushes up here if you need to borrow any. Yeah, get down there.
I hate them.
Right.
I'd prefer the old one.
Brushes, if not, they're all up here. And I've got some makeup up here, obviously, if you haven't got the right shades. We're going to do some concealing and foundation matching. Is everyone ready?
You with your set. Do you need a foundation brush though?
Yeah, I've got that.
Oh.
Okay, so we've all cleansed, moisturised, freshened up. So now we're going to start taking the selfies. Before and after selfies will be done. Okay, so you prepped on what we call prep and prime. So you want to prime the skin now. So what do we use for your skin primer? Foundation primer, yeah! Brilliant. So your foundation primer has got SPF in it as well, so it's brilliant. It's got extra protection. It is really velvety, I would say. It's a velvet finish, and it really keeps your foundation on for longer and smooths your skin. So not only is it beneficial to your skin by protecting it from the UV rays, it's also making your foundation last for longer and smoothing your skin out so that the foundation is applied evenly. Okay. So does anyone have this in their kits? If not, I'll come round and put that on your tray to try. I'm also going to put
Actually, I'll happily use your one.
the eye primer as well for when you get started. You've got some?
I've got some.
You've got some?
I've got some.
So you have or I have? You have.
We should all put our palettes away and save them. She's a unicorn.
Okay. Eye primer.
I got unicorn slippers in.
How much do we? No, I haven't got any.
I've forgotten my eye primer.
Yeah, you can put this on. It's my favourite.
Oh no, I actually have forgotten my primer. Yeah? Yeah, so she's got mine. I love this. It's so well, but honestly,
You don't too much. Yeah.
I put especially one. I've got some oil in there, especially one like this area. Or in those.
You don't need anything.
It's really old.
Do you like some?
Well, I think she can.
Okay, so you should have your foundation primer, which is a bit clear, and then your eye primer. So if you put your foundation primer all over your face, all over your skin, this should feel quite velvety and smooth, so that it's ready for your foundation. If
a person, you go, for instance, a bride or a person that is just trying out the colour,
Yes.
hasn't actually done the skincare part
Mhm.
of it, should you still apply the products, the makeup on them?
It's best to apply, the products will show up best after the skin has been prepped and primed properly. However, if they want to try it without the skincare routine beforehand, they're very welcome to. It's just that the foundation may not go on as smoothly and evenly, that's all. So that to get the best benefit out of our makeup products, it's best to have your prepped and primed skin before it. But as I say, some people will put it on top of their makeup they already have as well, just to try it, that's fine as well, but they won't see the official, look of it, because I've got the added benefit of the other objects that they.
So if you go and kind of do a bride, should you actually start with, even though she's not using the products, should you ask her
Always.
to?
Yeah.
And that is called cross-selling. So what cross-selling is that when you cross your customer over from a different range, if you're going from makeup into skincare, that's cross-selling.
Yep.
Then if you go from skincare into fragrance, again, that's cross-selling. So you're getting them introduced to a new range that they may not have tried before. And the easiest way to do this, if they want to start off with makeup and you want to bring them into skincare, by introducing them to the primer and letting them know that, it's got SPF in it, which protects your skin. Let me introduce you to our other range, which has anti-aging ingredients and some more protection for your skin. It's just an easy way of introducing them. Okay?
So it could be any of the skincare range, could even be the botanicals.
Exactly. Anything that they feel they're comfortable with using, just explain to them what each one does and let them decide. But just advise them on what you would suggest for their skin first.
I suppose, you just ask them about their skin.
Yeah, always ask loads of questions, as many questions as you need to ask first, and then you can advise them what they.
Because I would say the time is fairly easy for anybody,
Yeah.
unless they're particularly sensitive.
Exactly, yeah. The time-wise, miracle scent's usually the easiest one to go. Have you tried it? Sarah's just tried the Volufarm for the first time and she really likes it.
I like it.
I love it.
Is that the cleanser?
And no one believes it, aren't we? No one believes me that under 55s could use it.
So I'm gonna at home myself, might just take it off my stock shelf and move it to
Oh,
my
I love
part.
it. Yeah, just try it.
It's really bad, I keep doing that.
Yeah, that's the best. Right, okay, so are we ready to get started? So we've just primed.
And we don't know why probably yet.
So then, no, don't need your eye primer, yeah. Have you? Oh, okay, we can do, yeah.
Sarah, would you follow the class, please?
Right, we've got to keep up with Sarah. Can we all apply our eye primer, please? It doesn't make a difference, to be fair.
Put it in the eyes, so that one is better because
So your eye primer, you don't need too much, just pat it
applies
over
less
and
pressure,
smooth
this
it.
his ring finger.
You don't need a lot at all. If you feel like you can still feel it's too wet, just pop the rest of it over to the other eye. Okay? You've already done it, haven't you?
You probably use too much.
You probably use too much. If it feels sticky, you've used too much.
Or got it in your eye.
I didn't get it in my eye, I got it in my eye.
Don't
Did
forget
you have anything chilly on your hands?
anything you put on your eye normally moves about an inch. So when you do an eye product, you should always put them up here and under here because they'll move an inch towards the eye.
Yeah, you don't need them in the lashes. You just want it just here.
And you see where you went wrong then.
She's probably put it in her eyes.
I want this one all around the
Oh, that's probably why then.
Shelley, you donut.
I've been wrong. Wait until you're told how to apply it.
I assume people will
Okay. So has everyone applied their eye
Because
primer?
that finger is a gentler
Yeah.
finger, like this one I can poke you with, but that one it's not.
Step. I'm going to introduce you, obviously, to our new concealers, which are brilliant. They are actually based on the NARS formula. They're really great consistency. They do set fairly quickly, so you can pat it on, but just manoeuvre it and smooth it with your finger, or a foundation brush if you prefer. And they're really great. They're really great coverage as well. The other thing, if you want a thinner coverage with it, you can use a fluffier brush, like your crease brush or something, as a concealer brush. If you want to get into the nooks and crannies a little bit. Crease brush looks like this one. So if anyone has bought their kit, that's the one. That's really good for concealing as well.
So are you going to do us foundation foundation then concealer or concealer then foundation?
I usually use, I must admit, I duplicate my work. I use concealer and then my foundation, and then if I need any more concealer, I add it on afterwards. Which tells me that it's probably best to do your foundation and then your concealer.
That's what I do.
So it's completely up to you what order you want to do it. There's no right or wrong. Yeah, you can use it either way, before or after foundation. It's how you get the results basically. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it that way. Should we start with foundation matching first?
Well, the way I do it is I teach people is that when you concealer, you've got to be more precise. It's to conceal one area. So if you think you're going to be heavy-handed with your foundation, then do your foundation first, and you won't remove the concealer when you need it.
Yeah. But concealer's very good for any redness, and I must admit, I was always taught for makeup that you don't have to wear foundation all over and plaster your face in it. What you can do is add the concealer first and then add the foundation where you feel is necessary, so that you're not completely fixed. But this whole foundation look is very on trend at the moment, so everyone does it that way. But there are different ways of doing it, and I know a lot of makeup artists work in that way. They just highlight the areas that need to be with a bit of concealer, and then add their foundation afterwards to blend it in. Up to you. But I'm going to show you how to do it a full face, just so because that's
Almost liquid is so light though, isn't it?
Yes,
It feels
exactly.
so light.
Yeah, and I've learned something new. So I'm going to take you through the ranges, okay? I'm going to start from the beginning. So, we've got your matte liquid, which is obviously a matte finish, so no shine. It's obviously long wearing as well. It has a really lovely coverage. It's medium to full coverage. It's a really nice consistency, and it's easily blendable. And we have 22 different shades across the range, so we've pretty much covered for our colours, which is good. And we have the luminous as well, which is a little bit thicker, I'd say more full coverage, but it's got a glow to it. So this is really good for dull, dry skins, or even aging skins as well that need a bit of a glow. Okay. Then we have your cream to powders, which are full coverage, really great. However, I've learned something new over in Preston last weekend, because one of our directors were using it with their mineral brush, and it was really lovely. And I thought, I never used to use these because they come out quite thick, and I found them too much. They caked on my skin, and every time I smiled, it was, cracked. But when I tried this, honestly,
They are thicky. You need to blend it well.
Yeah.
You
So
don't
I
need
started
much.
using this, and you just swish it around and buff it in, and it looked really nice.
That's
And
the unique effect that
You
is.
know,
That's what
yeah.
they do with their liquid foundation.
Do you not have to warm it up? Because I found it really rock hard.
No, it's
No,
not.
once you start using it, it should be soft. Unless yours is dried out,
But it was
maybe.
new. Yeah.
Maybe it just needs, maybe just put your finger on it and just give it a little work it a little bit, yeah. But try it with this, because I think that gives you a really nice coverage, and it's not too thick, and it buffs it and blends it really lovely. So if you're ever selling a cream to powder foundation, allow them to try it with your foundation brush, which will give them a very thick coverage, or the
Actually
mineral
dip that
brush.
into it.
Yeah, that's what they did. They swiveled it around and literally just buffed it in, and it was a really lovely finish.
I was going
But
to
it
try
wants
that.
to try that.
Pick up that much, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course. I must admit, with the cream to powder colours, they do oxidise. They go slightly darker, so I'd go for a lighter shade than you usually do.
So we're not what colour?
That's it. They come out, and the ivory's very pink. Just try them on your jawline. So the way you test the foundation is on your jawline on the street, which I'll show you in a moment. I'm just going to take you through.
I've still got the old eyes.
Then you have your CC creams. Now these are usually, they're called colour correcting creams. And these are usually for those people who just want a very light coverage, those who wear a tinted moisturiser and don't like foundation, go for the CC cream. They're lovely on holiday, they're very dewy. So I'd give it more, I'd advise this more for a dry skin or an older skin, but also I've learned today that you can also apply it on top of a matte foundation to give it a little bit of a glow, which is Sandy has taught me today. And look at her skin. I mean, it looks amazing. It looks really lovely. So she's got the matte foundation underneath and then she's popped that on top. So there's so many tips and tricks you can learn across the ranges. It's great. I like
The reason I started
minerals as well. Yes.
Real fine, flat.
Can I say
Yeah.
the reason I started to use the heat moisturizer and then now the CC cream on top of the foundation is because I found that matte foundation was slightly dry.
Yes.
Drying.
So it gives you a nice glow.
Exactly. Even though I have very skin, so that's why I started.
I love it. I'm going to try it myself.
I think the other one.
So the reason is that Sandy found it really drying on her skin, so she added that for a little bit extra moisture. So this is a moisturising, quite hydrating cream. Okay. So I would advise this more for dry skins, but if you're going to use it on an oily skin, either try it with a mineral foundation or a translucent on top, so that it stays in, or try it on top of the matte if they want a bit of a glow but don't want it too shiny.
You can mix it with the matte as well.
You can mix it in with the matte as well, yeah, that's another way of doing it. But yeah, it's a lovely, really nice, it's really nice for holidays as well. If anyone says they're going on holiday, they don't want to be wearing a foundation, these are brilliant because they're just thin and you can just pop them over like a tinted moisturiser. But they also colour correct as well. And Victoria Beckham apparently wears CC creams all the time. She lives in them rather than foundations.
But not Mary Kate.
Unfortunately not yet.
She's got her own brand, though, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's got her own brand now. She used to use Stiller. That was her one. Then we have the fact that yeah, of course that's why. Yeah. The mineral foundations are really lovely. They're very fine, but they are creamy powders, if you know what I mean. They're not too powdery. They're not too matte, but they do give a matte finish, I must admit. But when you buff them in with that flat mineral brush that I've shown you, and they just give you just a nice even skin tone. And these are really good for young skins, teenagers who want to plaster themselves in makeup but their mums aren't too sure about it. Give them one of these. People with oily skin with enlarged pores use these and not the cream on top, because what the cream will do is go inside the pores and clog. It won't clog our ones. Our ones are pretty good, but what it will do is make them look more obvious because it's quite thick. Whereas with this, the thinner the better for pores. So, and if they need a matte finish, this is brilliant on top. So anyone with enlarged pores, anyone oily, and anyone with acne that wants to stop clogging up their skin, a mineral foundation is really good for them because it's not going to be as much wear on the skin. Okay, it's going to be easier to clean off as well. There's all benefits of that one. Okay, so does anyone have any questions about the formulas? No. So now we're going on to testing. So it's up to you if you want to come up and try whatever you like. I'm going to show you first how to test them. So what we're going to do, where's my mirror? I just need to put this as well. I'm going to use one of the foundations, just to be easier than to use matte colour. Okay, so I've got a beige 2, a beige 3 and a beige 5 in a matte, okay? I'm not sure about what colour I am at the moment, so you're gone into this customer, you don't have a clue what colour she's going to be. You're looking at her. Usually your ivories will look quite pale, they'll have a pinkness to their skin. Some, if they're a little bit more sallow or yellowy sort of in tone, but very pale, we do have certain numbers with more of a golden undertone. So just test them out on your skin, and then you should be able to work out the what looks pink and what looks yellow. I usually do that on my arm. I do swatches, but I have got a Product and Glamour booklet I put together, which I can email you, and that has my arm with all the swatches on bronze, ivory and beige. So I'll send that to you as well. And you can really obviously see which are pink and which are yellow. Okay, so I'm going to start off with beige 2. I'm just going to pop a little bit, sweep a little bit down my jawline here. Okay. And this is the beige 3. when you're matching a foundation, what will happen is it needs to go in, it needs to vanish basically, so it needs to look invisible on the skin. So when you're blending it, you cannot see that you've got foundation on. So I'm just going to blend. So from these stripes, do you think you can tell what colour I should be? So that's beige 2, so 2, 3, 5.
It'd be hard to tell from that light in there.
The middle one
a
looks a
little
bit
more.
better.
See, I think the 5's too dark.
But
Really.
then you have already foundation and powder under that.
See, I think the first two ones.
Which one's closest, do you think?
5.
Yeah. And that's because I put a dark contour there, so I should be about 5. Yeah. Can you see the stripes there? I'm trying to blend them in.
Yeah.
They're still quite
Yeah.
obvious. But I still look paler there than
Yeah.
there. So that looks the best. So that's how you test it. So whatever starts to vanish into the skin. And just bear in mind that you'll either have a pink underbase, a yellow underbase, or with very dark skins you can have quite a red or deep blue underbase, but that's with African skins. It depends on how you're
And don't they match their foundations when they're on their cheek with
Yeah.
dark skin?
because
Because
they
like a whole
tend to be a little bit different tone. They have different variation of pigments.
Yeah.
So the cheeks usually,
Like
the colour they
natural
want to
dark,
match.
isn't it?
And a lot of them match their necks as well, because
Do they?
their
Yeah.
faces are different.
They
to their
normally
necks.
have white necks and
Yes,
face, and
so they go for a little bit of a lighter face to
and
match.
also the forehead is quite
And
light.
the foundation.
Rebecca Holden's really good.
Yeah. So, and darker skinned people really tend to go for creamed powders. They love the creamed powders. They like a bit more coverage. Not they need it because they've got beautiful skin anyway. But that's what they usually go for. It's more popular for them. And then they put the mineral powders on top.
I think it's also because they've got oily skin, haven't they? And it
Yes.
works great on oily skin.
Exactly,
cream
because it
powder.
turns into
Probably why
powder.
I love it as well.
And I must admit, and that's something that's very rare, because usually anything with cream in for oily skins tends to be too thick and too cloggy, whereas ours, because, and also with using that mineral brush, it's really nice, it buffs it in really nicely, and it gives it a nice finish. So, who wants to try foundation matching? I mean, you probably all know, most of you know your colours here. Does everyone know? You don't know?
I know mine.
You know yours?
I do.
Okay, lovely. All right, well, if you want to grab what you need up here or use your own, and just do what I did with a couple of extra shades and just see whether you've actually got the right one, because you may think sometimes you have it, but it might not. So it'd be just quite nice to just test it. So help yourselves up here. There's lots of colours here. If you need any more, I've got them in the box. So come and grab 3 shades, one with the one you think you are, and 2 either side.
So I normally use, sometimes you use this for liquid. I feel like I'm being watched now.
Yeah. Okay, so I can come over here.
I've got a beige luminous spec.
Pink's luminous.
Sarah,
and
how do you have
beige
luminous?
matte.
How do you have luminous?
For dry skin, that's really nice.
That's what I normally use.
Okay, so you would be, you've got a little bit of pinkness, but I think in your lens, a little bit more yellow, a little bit more golden.
I'll tell you what, that does go
I'd
nice.
go for beige 2 for Sarah, so go one down if you need to. You're right.
Stay there.
Shall
I'm just laughing at how from the Irish 6s to the 7.
Yeah,
Well,
a lot
so
of
you
people
should
I
go
just
for
feel like I need to
Nicholas.
build up a lot more
Right.
because I can see my pink hair.
That's
on my
Irish
cheek.
7. Yeah, 2 dark there. So what's the one in the middle?
Yeah, Irish 6, which is what I usually use.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
luminous. That's what
Yeah.
I'm using. What's the from my ivory thread? One or two.
Is there a 5? We got a ivory 5.
Five's yellow here, no? I thought 5 on my list was a yellow and then ivory 4's.
Have you tried the ivory 5? Try that one. A little bit in between.
I might do part of my face of that and I'm going to use my luminous on the other side and see the difference between the two.
It will take away the redness as well. Try blending that in a little bit more. See what that looks like. How's that look? Just a little bit. I can't tell.
It's just like painting.
It disappears. It's the right
Well,
way.
the Irish 6 usually disappears.
Yeah, but
Is that
these are
you
luminous.
normally wear them now?
I usually wear that.
Yeah, that's right. Alright, I'll give you a bit more of that. Try that all over. Do you want a foundation brush to use?
Oh, no, I've got one, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so if everyone could apply the foundation once they've found their match, have you found yours?
Nice colour. What one's that?
Ivory 6.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You were going to.
Do you know, on Thursday, I did my
The
makeup.
reason why is because when you swivel it around, it brushes the hair upwards. So what you're actually doing is you're roughing up all the little hairs on your skin, and it makes it look furry. We don't want to do that, so we want to brush downwards and outwards. So you're like this. And we don't want to miss anywhere, so ensure that you're just blending in over all of any marks you see, any lighter parts you see, just make sure that's all covered and flawless. And when you're stroking down, always go onto your jawline and down a little bit, just a little bit down onto the neck slightly, just so it blends nicely and sort of disappears into the neck.
Hey Jane, if you're not doing makeup, do you want to take a picture of us actually? Can we put
I'm
Facebook?
crap at the top.
Are you trying the cream powder that way? Yeah. How are you finding it?
I
Cream
don't.
powder with a brush.
Yeah, it's quite nice actually. Have you ever tried it with a mineral brush before?
No.
It's a really nice finish, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
It
it's
doesn't
not
need to be
too
me, by the
thick
way, it can be
either.
everyone.
So that's a really good full
1609,
coverage without the thickness.
I need it on for my kids.
Oh, I've missed a number.
160989. It's my birthday. Don't forget.
6,
0989.
8,
It's my birthday. I'm going to be 28 this year.
I think
It's
that-
so depressing. Sorry.
No, I have no idea.
We're not allowed to share.
There you go.
How did you
Which
find
one's
your foundation
Oh.
match? Is that okay for you? Yeah?
Why don't you turn into the window light?
Yeah, it'd be best. Not too light for you? I think you might need a little bit of bronzer to warm it up a little
Is
bit.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go too
No, if you
too
go
much
darker
darker.
foundation, it would look.
Man,
What would
it
be
would-
darker? Bron,
That's
beige.
what's that one?
That's ivory 6.
Ivory 6.
Well, it wouldn't be Ivory 7 anymore because it'd be
Yeah, we
it'd
don't
be
do the Ivory
beige
7.
3, wouldn't it? You said, Jane, didn't you? Because beige 3 is similar.
Ivory
muted like that.
6 is muted, so you can use it on yellow, olive, or
Yeah.
pink. But beige 3 has, because ivory 7 is darker, isn't it, than 1 to 5?
Yes.
So beige 3 is quite a good match, I find.
Yeah.
Yeah, because beige 3 is good. If you say for like,
Have
because
you
I'm
tried
blonde
that? It's a little
naturally,
bit darker.
but I
isn't
go
it?
quite tan.
This is dark.
No, the
Oh.
beige 3 was a bit too dark.
I
so-
like
Beige
I
is
like
what I wear,
those. I mean, I
it's
tend
quite
to
nice.
use. I just put CC cream on.
Beige
Oh,
is what I
yeah.
wear
Normally.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be too dark. Lovely. No, I think that would be really nice. I think you just need a little bit of colour in the cheeks because where you had a little bit of redness there, we've covered that up now, so we need to bring a little bit of colour back.
We've now got a blank canvas.
Yes,
We're going to make you look like
beautiful. Okay,
you do look
so
beautiful.
once
So
everyone
encourage
has
natural
done
beauty.
that,
Talk about 6 photos.
we will go on to the concealing, okay? So concealers, you've now got the new under eye concealer, and this has got quite a pink finish to it. Now I know it looks quite scary in pink, but this will eliminate any greyness and dark under eye
It's
bags really
amazing.
well. And if you feel that it still looks too pink, you can always pat a little bit of foundation on top of it to blend it in. Okay, but I would definitely put that on, and then once if you want to set it, you can set it with a translucent powder afterwards as well.
Would dark colour ladies be okay using that?
Do you know what, we've tried it on darker skins and it does work, but you have to put a foundation on top because otherwise it just looks too pink. But it brightens really well. But yeah, just not too dark. Yeah. I would mix it maybe with one to someone I'm not have to.
I prefer using
That's
the
a
liquid.
kind of, because I'm more upset about when it's too close to my eyes.
Yes, I would apply beige 1 to
Wherever the bag
everything
ends
is
up.
okay.
I'll show you my
Do you cut it? Not everyone, I don't mind you doing this. Was it too dark? Oh, I've got my
You got an under eye?
Yeah, I've got one.
Yeah. You got an under eye? Yeah. Do you girls need an under eye?
Is that happening? So See, I love the luminous wear. I think when it's sort of thicker though, I just thought, oh, it just looks nicer.
It's more moisturising, isn't it? Which
Yeah.
skin's a bit dry. I only use it when my skin's feeling a bit dry.
See,
Which is, as I get older, it's
getting dry. By the way, your eyeliner's on point again today.
always on point, Charlotte.
Oh, I don't see you every day, so I don't know. You went there on Tuesday over, so we were like,
I know.
where's Jen?
Blend up because otherwise it can crease. So the best thing to do is just to pop a little bit. With your real finger, so that it's a little bit lighter touch, yeah? And then you're going to put it where the bag ends here first and blend upwards. Yeah? So as almost onto the cheekbone, but upwards into the eye. Yeah? So you're going to apply again. Here.
Should you apply with the brush?
You can apply the brush or your fingers, whatever you prefer. And then you literally just blend upwards into the eye. And the reason for that is that it doesn't crease and you're not putting too much here, because that's where you get a lot of creasing afterwards. And if you want to set that, or pop a foundation on top of it to blend it if you feel that it's too pink, you can do as well. We also have other concealers. So we have all of our normal skin concealers. Now these are usually for your redness, any blemishes that you have, any age spots under your hide. They're really great for that. We've got the light ivory, dark ivory, or deep ivory, light beige, deep beige, and then a light bronze and a deep bronze. So you've got two for every shade range. Now, obviously, your lighter ones are going to go for the people 1 to 4, and the dark one's going to be from 5 to 8. Okay, so whatever you are in your range, you're either a lighter or a darker. So the later the number, the darker the concealer. Okay?
Oh, so
if you
ivory
were
5 to 6, 7 would be deep ivory.
deep ivory, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense now. So.
Yeah.
Karina, so you don't use it in certain powder, just a soft brush or...
Yeah, with the powder, you can use you can either use a sponge or you can use a soft brush. So probably your smaller one, I'd say. Yeah. So I'd use your cheek brush for this almost. Yeah. Just powder underneath the eye to set it so it doesn't crease. And that's your translucent powder. If anyone wants one, I'll put one here.
Well, so where did you get to?
I've done the under eye.
Okay, so what bit are you writing down next?
Then we've got skin concealers, which is for redness and blemishes.
Do you always put the under eye corrector over the top of your foundation?
You can do, I was saying,
on first.
a lot of people do it one way or the other. There's no right or wrong. I usually apply it afterwards because I feel that it brightens it. However, some people feel that it takes it away if you put the foundation on. So,
Also, watching Mary Rose do her live stream when she first demoed these, she said about putting your under eye corrector on before your foundation primer as well.
before your foundation primer. Okay. I
tried it. It actually works
Does
quite
it work well? Does it? Okay. Well, yeah, you can try that. I mean,
So
I
I
don't
put
know
my-
the effect it
I
has.
put my under eye corrector on and then put the foundation primer on sort of everywhere.
Yeah.
Where else it didn't.
Yeah, it does work. Okay.
I'm surprised because I am an advocate of the primer.
Yeah.
So it's a bit like-
And what did it do? Did you just smooth it out quite nicely and blend it?
This, I think, for whatever reason, the concealers work because it's the same formula, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
colour.
They work on the skin well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they work, I mean, concealers work on bare skin or on your foundation. It's up to you which way you want to try that. But Jane just said that one of our directors recommended to use a concealer and then their primer on top to blend it all. So, and that looked really nice.
She put the under eye on and then put the primer on everywhere, sort of everywhere else.
Yeah.
And then the foundation over the top of
Oh,
both.
right, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I tried it worked well.
Yeah. There's no right or wrong to it, it's just what you find best for your
Personal
skin.
preference.
I just found that when I was doing concealing first, I was rubbing it off with
Yeah.
the foundation.
Yeah. I was then very careful not
You've got to be
to.
very careful to add it and then go around with the foundation, just sort of add on top, I suppose, rather than blending it with that. Right, so what did you say about the concealer colours? So the light, so you've got light ivory, deep ivory, light beige, deep beige, and a light bronze and dark deep. So you've got light and deep in each one. Obviously, you've got the different colour ranges. So from ivory 1 to ivory 4, sorry, would be the light ivory, and then your ivory 5 and your ivory 7
I get a concealer with
it's deep ivory.
Why is it all
So that's how you tell. And same for beige, 1 to 4. So it's like yes. And I've also found that you can use our skin concealers for your under eyes as well. They do, they look just as good, but they don't have any pinks to them. So you can use your skin concealer for your under eyes as well. So just brighten it. But I just find because
It's like I can look so fast.
I've noticed this about you when you're in the video.
counteract the rain so much.
I like to.
Wow!
I can see why Kevin now says you fresh without makeup. You're troweling it on.
I mean, it's so much money, but it gives a good effect, so
I know you blend it well though.
Instagram girl lip, girls.
But I think because my skin is so bad, I like to then.
Yeah, you like to have a full coverage.
I have bad skin, so I like to then.
Yeah. But a lot of people do. I mean, I think
Well, if you
it
look
depends
close, it
on
might be good.
how you've trained your makeup
That's
as
why
well.
I'm
If
taking
you've
it
worked with companies as well and
Yeah.
worked with all the cosmetics. And
But when it's blended in, I don't think I look like I'm caked.
No.
Did you see me when I got it? Oh,
Yeah,
that's what I do. I do
yeah,
glammed up,
yeah,
and I don't
Right,
look.
right. So I'm doing a little.
Well, I think so.
I think it looks. I wish I could.
Yeah, so everyone, if you want to set your
Horrible.
foundation and your concealer with the translucent powder, I've got a couple with me, so if anyone needs one, please let me know. I've got another one in here, I think.
I just don't teach
Anyone
my
wants to
students
borrow
because they
it?
ask me to do it, but this is the way that I do my makeup.
Does anyone need some translucent powder?
I love that
You
stuff.
try that. You didn't make it.
I tell you what, our translucent
Yeah,
powder is amazing. It's really fine. It gives it a really nice finish. It's not too matte as well, so it gives it a lovely
It's
finish.
lush.
It holds the foundation in place and it doesn't
I think it's shimmery.
crease your makeup.
Do you? See, I think it's
I
shimmery.
thought it was shimmery.
I think it's got, I would say a satin finish. Yeah. Whenever you want to say that it's got a little bit of a glow but not too much, if you say glow, sheen, anything like that, it scares someone.
Yeah.
So maybe just say a satin finish because then it gives it an effect.
Oh.
And the translucent powder will fix your makeup in place for the day. So this is very important for brides and anyone who wants a long-lasting foundation. They must set it. Okay.
It's also because when I did Stella's workshop, she told me I had a wide nose. So I'm like, I've got like contour my nose. I haven't got a wide nose. But she told me I did. Do I have a wide nose? No. I've got a contour it. It won't be wide
Shouldn't
anymore.
you a compliment, Stella? Okay, so is everyone
Slap it on.
translucent powder?
It's here.
Oh, there we go. It's on mine.
That's not.
Okay, some people also, for more of a coverage, they use the mineral powders instead of the translucent powder. So that's for extra coverage on the top of the foundation. Okay?
Do I just?
Yeah.
I don't like.
Yeah, just literally like pat it or swirl it on your face.
So next, if you're anything like Charlotte and love a contour, then you would do this next. You can also use powders or creams. What I would suggest, if you're going to use a liquid or a cream for contouring, please do this before the translucent powder because otherwise it will turn into paste and the consistency isn't very good. So what I would do is use your mineral powders or a bronzer for your contour. Okay, so the mineral powders. I'm just going to quickly show you and then I'll pass these around. And you go for a darker shade than what you normally would, obviously. I'll pass it around. Okay. I'm just going to use our cheek brush, but I know that our old ones used to be angled, and these are really handy for contour.
You're beautiful,
I have the new cheek brushes, which is still you can still do it with. And if anyone could get their hands on the old versions, they're lovely.
I just squeeze them. Just tell people just to
Yeah, or
squeeze
you can squeeze them like this, and you get a better finish. Right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use you can use a dark colour. You can either go, if you're an ivory, you'd go for a dark beige. If you're a beige, you can always go for a really deep beige or a bronze. Right. I'm just going to show you how to do it. So what we would do
You wouldn't use that on me then.
is almost create a 3 or an E, if you like, around the forehead, cheekbone, and under the jawline. Okay, so we're doing like that. Yeah. So you're putting a dark colour here and then under the jawline. And what it does is it obviously creates a shadow for your skin. And if someone says they want to look a bit more lifted, you get some ladies who are ageing and have a little bit here. I always do it to my mum. I don't tell her she's ageing, but I always help her. And when she goes out, I always put a bit of contour. I don't think she knows I do it really. I always put a little bit of contour here. Because in our family, unfortunately, we suffer with saggy chins here. And what it does, you just blend it like this. Just keep blending it. So you almost draw a line. And it just gives it the effect that it's lifted. Okay, so if anyone's quite, not as confident with their skin and they feel like it's a bit saggy or they want it lifted, just give them that advice. Say, try a bronzer or a dark mineral powder or even dark foundation if they want to use creams, and just go around like a little 3. Just make sure it's blended in basically. And what that will do is just give you that nice definition, and it's what they use on models as well. Obviously contouring is the way of lifting and making the bone structure look really well structured basically. Okay, does that make sense to everyone?
I've got the white bronze on there.
Yeah. So I'm just going to pass these around, so if you want to have a go.
So on a beige, so you're saying like
Yeah.
and I've got this brush here.
That's a good one. Yeah.
That is. Do you know what the concealer
Oh,
I use?
is it?
Just
Yeah,
use
it's
bronze.
or an E.
Deep bronze.
Yeah.
That's deep bronze that I've used there.
That looked better than cream.
Oh my god.
That's all right. You can have
And I should have blended it.
The warmth
So
of
you
your
can create the spot
Yeah,
because
with
it's
that.
in the base,
That's
the
two
warmth of your
steps.
skin.
You can always use this
Oh,
half
that's
a
the bottom
sponge.
concealer.
That's a deep bronze concealer. I just like literally dotted it here, and I'm just really carefully trying to blend it and move it slightly up. Because if I get it done here, I can
So
just
you're just
tidy
going to
up.
go from the top of the
Transfer
ear.
powder.
Yeah.
But for me, especially if you've got somebody who's going out and they want to reach on the pictures, they like to see more of it.
Okay.
But I think the one that
That's
once you
why
blend it
that's
in, it blends in quite
But
well.
also because you do it so
Face
pale
down,
here, that
so
then
keep
contrasts
it
well, doesn't it?
There.
Yeah.
But I'm so much
Otherwise
paler than
you'll
you.
drag it. So if you get your foundation brush again,
And then we'll just then just instead of doing
keep
that
that
light
lifted.
white, use the deep
do
white.
you see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
I'm just keeping it
I think
all
you'd
up
be
there.
surprised that it's quite
And in that way, you create.
Do you
Deep
know
white.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
cross like that.
Yeah, so from the top of your ear
in the NARS form there, she's like the lightest
the
foundation possible. And
bottom of your nose.
So very similar. And she
Yeah,
uses
so I'm aiming towards there,
She'll
not
have
down.
it
So
as
if you do it down, you're dragging the face down.
by top,
along
so really
that.
good.
Yes, and then under the
And
jawline.
it's like the
Just make sure it's
one,
all
and she
blended
uses it.
down
Once it's all
into the
blended
chin,
in,
because you
which
don't want a big
bronze
line
was
there.
It looks really good. It's quite a dramatic look.
It's just
You get
tips
really
and
good
tricks.
face
No,
anyway.
not everyone will want to do this, guys. Okay, this is just a tip and a trick. In case they do. What I'm doing is I'm teaching you every step of how a professional makeup is done, and then it's up to you how much you want to teach to your customers, depending on what they want to learn. Because we don't want to make them feel overwhelmed again, yeah? So whatever, if they come to you and they say, oh, I really feel like I need to lift your face, teach them, just say, oh, a bit darker.
See, I don't do blush
keep it
like-
lifted.
Too much as a limit.
Yeah.
I keep blushing like a little bit here,
I would use
and then whatever I've got left on the brush, I sweep up a little bit. Sometimes just a little bit. But I watch a lot of YouTube, and I've also got to like Robert. Neither.
Yeah. Okay. Can you see the colour? Yeah. Just don't be too vigorous with it. You're right.
Yeah, I'm just going to rub that in a minute.
Sorry, I've only got one of them
No,
going
it's fine.
around. But, you can also use your creams powders again. Do this before your translucent powder if you're going to do it. But I just thought powders would be easier today. I do like our bronzers, although they have got a shimmer to them. They're still really nice for contouring. I quite like the
They're quite a nice subtle.
bronzer. Yeah, they're more subtle,
Which one I use?
but they've got a little bit of a sheen to them. So if you can see, I'm just putting them on here. Blends really nice with the highlighter.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then I just pop a little bit on the cheeks, just a little bit of colour.
I'm big and thin. I think I'm definitely the height where I'm going.
Okay?
Sorry.
I
No, that's
I'm being facetious.
I know when I've done it all, I look beautiful.
It's
It's
nice,
nice.
it's shimmer. It just gives it a little bit of a glow, that's all.
But I'm considering
With
going back
yours,
to the
I'd just
acne.
buff it into your hairline. Yeah? Just make sure it's buffed in. So whenever you're doing this, ladies, you don't want to see any lines. You want to make sure it's blended with a fluffier brush or a blotter. Okay. So this is just, as I say, you don't need
Stop
to.
laughing at me.
You don't need to do every single step that I'm showing you on a customer.
You are laughing at your...
This is, ladies, sorry, can I just have your attention? This is not that you have to do every single step that I'm showing you. This is just to take it out for the customer if they ask you for one of these steps. That's all. So you know everything. Okay. Right. So then you would highlight. So I love our highlighters. I think they're lovely. But you can use, if you want a bit of extra shimmer, you can use the crystalline.
And then I'll probably later on go a little bit again. When I finish it. I do like our highlighters. I found that
They're just very subtle, I think.
we've only got one highlighter though. And I'm sure it used to be the pink lighter.
The pink Stardust used to be light pink. I brought it with me.
See, this is the colour that I use. When I did my contouring and highlighters and talk, I use that's a blusher. And I use, because I didn't know what colours to have. But I always use the crystalline, or is that like the moonstone?
I've got this.
That's the crystalline.
So this
And I
one,
want a bit of a brighter.
right, so ladies, I'm just going to do a little bit of highlight. So you've just done your contour, and then now you're going to do your highlight. Okay, so your contour is just shading, and then your highlight is lifting. Okay, so your highlighter will go. Where's mine gone? You just get your highlighter, and for this you can use your cheek brush, or you can use a smaller brush if you prefer, like a crease brush or something if you prefer a smaller amount. And this will just go on the top of your cheekbone here, like that, in the same direction as your contour, but just on top of it. So you don't want to go into the contour, just on top.
And then just slightly a bit below.
Okay, so it should just be a sheen. Sit on
Now you're ploughing it on.
yeah.
Where does the blush go then?
The blush goes in the
In
middle.
between.
Yeah.
Where you would smile.
Kind of doing that.
And then you can also place this under the eyebrows as well. This looks really lovely to finish off an eyeshadow. It gives you a nice brow lift. Okay, so this will go just underneath the eyebrow, just from the arch out.
It's nice in the cupid's
Just on
as
top.
well.
So you don't need to do it all over the eye, just literally here. Just on that, up from the arch out, on the top.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Does anybody want this?
Oh yeah.
If anyone else wants a highlight, I've got one here, and we've got one over here.
Should you just pass those back?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm catching up with everyone.
Okay, so
It goes to my eyes.
if you have contoured and you feel like it's too low, it's really good to get your foundation and just go where your foundation would have been here, just to get that colour back. Because if you sometimes what we do is we do it like this, and it goes right down, it drags our face down. We just want to make sure we've still got a bit of our own skin colour there to make sure it's still lifted. Yeah.
I always go too low.
So our skin colour, we should still have our skin colour here.
Contour.
Right.
Does anyone want the contour colour at all, or the pressed powders?
No? Right, we've got pressed powders over here. Does anyone need pressed powders?
Yeah,
Is there a bronzer over there? I haven't got a bronzer. I got a bronzer.
Okay.
Maybe I do.
So your cheekbones and your eyebrows. Some people would like to put a little bit of highlighter down their nose as well. So If you want to, give it one.
Oh, it's a husband.
Yes, sorry.
Highlighter goes on top of the cheeks and under the eyebrow bone. And also, if you have someone with a bit of dry skin and want a bit of an extra glow, you can just dust this down the nose and onto the chin as well, just to give it an all over a little bit of a glow without making it too shiny.
Didn't bring it like too heavy. Lovely.
Oh, yeah.
Feel free to just borrow anything you need.
Lighting. Yeah, that's why I'm turning this way. Not because I'm trying to be rude to Karina, but because the lighting.
Turn your back on me.
Just as there's for the natural light from window there.
Right, I'm just going to put a bit of eyeliner on. We're going to go into eyeshadows. Probably time.
I need to do my eyebrows.
That's the highlighter. Was there another one?
There's one here.
I've already had one.
So when would you do the blusher? After you've done the eyeshadow?
Blusher doesn't tend to last very long.
No, I've done it.
I always do it last, but I'll do it.
I was looking like eating my blusher.
To be honest, I'll probably just do it now just to see if everyone gets our cheeks.
I always look really weird when I've got my eyebrows and shades.
I see no colour.
Okay, so has everyone done that? Yeah? Okay, so